Have you ever wanted to customize just one tiny piece of logic in your code without touching everything else around it? You might copy the same code again just to make that one tiny change. Now imagine having 10 such tiny behaviors. You suddenly end up with a dozen classes, tons of repeated code, and codebase that becomes messy and painful to maintain. Frustrating, right? Today we are going to understand how Java solves this exact problem using one of its simplest and most powerful ideas: functional interfaces and lambdas. Let's prove some logic. Imagine making a pizza. Your base, sauce, and cheese remains the same every time. Those parts are fixed. But the toppings, that's the part that changes on each order. Now imagine if every time someone wanted mushrooms or olives and you have to rewrite the entire pizza recipe from scratch. That would be ridiculous, right? But that's what happens in the code when we duplicate methods or create new subclasses to tweak one tiny behavior. We don't want that. We want a fixed base logic and customizable pieces that we can plug in cleanly. And that leads us to a powerful question. How do we make one part of the logic dynamic without touching the rest? That's exactly where functional interfaces comes into the picture. And just so you know, this idea of passing small pieces of custom behavior isn't new. Java actually picked it up from languages like JavaScript. So let's understand how JavaScript handles this and then see how Java implements the same behavior in its own way. In JavaScript, functions are first class citizens, meaning they behave just like variables. You can pass a function as a parameter into another function and execute its logic. Because JavaScript treats functions just like any other data. But Java doesn't. In Java, you cannot pass a function directly. Each method must belong to an object or a class if it is a static method. So Java needed another way to pass custom logic without actually passing functions. And that's exactly why functional interfaces exist. A functional interface has only one job: to give you one method that you can customize. And we implement that one method using a cleaner syntax called Lambda, which let us provide the logic without creating any classes. When you write something like this, it looks like you are passing a tiny function. But in Java, that's not what's happening. Behind the scenes, Java is actually creating an object for you. An object that implements the functional interface comparator and provides the implementation of its one abstract method. Here, the sorting mechanism inside the sort function never changes. But how do you sort the items changes all the time. Want to sort by age, or want to sort by name, want to sort by salary, marks, weight, rating, whatever you want. You just plug in the behavior. The sort method doesn't care how you compare. You decide that by injecting the behavior as a lambda. No extra classes, no duplicate code, just simple dynamic logic when you need it. So a lambda is simply an object created behind the scenes, and it is implemented using a functional interface. And the method's behavior is filled in by you. This is why lambdas exist. They let you pass behavior cleanly, even though Java does not support passing methods directly. And this eliminates a huge amount of duplication. No more creating subclasses, you just want to override one method. No more 20 different comparing classes. No more boilerplate or copy pasting logic. With lambdas, you get one interface, one method, and clean dynamic behavior. So functional interfaces in Lambda give you cleaner code, zero duplication, dynamic behavior, fewer classes with easy maintainability, and modern Java style. This is how Java lets you keep the pizza base fixed while easily swapping out the toppings. So next time you want to customize only a tiny piece of logic, avoid copy pasting code or stop creating endless subclasses, remember that functional interfaces and lambdas exist to solve exactly that. If you found this helpful, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. And if you want us to dive even deeper, please let us know in the comments. This is Brewed Logic, where complex concepts become simple sips of knowledge. Thank you for watching. See you again in the next.